Look at that rant. I mean, epic rant. Okay? Okay, good morning, everybody. 10-20, 10-20. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Go slow. Trade your account. Don't trade somebody else's account. Take profits. Cover other positions. These are key things. And I'm telling you, the biggest key thing of anything is ridiculously simple. You go into your account and you look at your cash. And if your cash, you're okay with how much cash you have. That means if every position goes to zero, that's how much cash you have. Then you're okay. If you're not okay, then you start selling some stuff. And if you look at your cash and you start the week with $50K and you're at $40K and your positions are up and maybe they're $30K and you sell something and you add $15K on the sell back to it and your cash is now $55K, you're net up for the week. This is really, really simple. Very, very simple. ASML, I don't know if they've done the conference call yet. I don't know if they have, so we have to see. And because here's the thing that I read all about this stuff and I didn't get an answer from ASML's from so far. If somebody knows, is this a 1 quarter issue or is it an issue that's going to go on for a year or two? That's a difference. If he says this is only a 1 quarter issue, ASML will go positive today. Lam Research, do they have the same thing? Maybe. Very possible. Does it go up? Now, Lam Research, you got to remember, ASML is near high of year. Lam Research is down, 100 points from high of year. That means even if they're bad, maybe it goes up. NVIDIA, 231. 209 down. Goldman Sachs, 416. Any close over 416 is going to test 421. Okay? NVAX. This one sure looks like 96 possible today. The 130 puts were 30 cents. They're going to open at $10. The 110 puts were 5 cents. They're going to open at $5. I actually like the 100 puts on this. Probably going out a week. Very interesting because if it can get there, if we can get them at $1 or $2, somebody. So let me teach you something here. There's what people call is retail orders, and then there's orders. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, but it matters who's selling it. So let's say the price of let's use a Tesla. A Tesla option is $3 to $3.20. Okay, that's what the market maker is buying and selling them for, $3 or $3.20, and then Obed says, screw it, I see news, I want out. So he puts in an order at $3 to sell it at $3. So now you can go buy it, at $2.90. Say he puts it in at $2.90. If you're fast enough and you see that, you can go buy that at $2.90. And that's a retail order. But that retail order you can see and I posted my screen the other day, bid size and ask size. When the ask size is ridiculously small, and you see this on things like MicroStrategy and BKNG, you'll see there's 2 to buy and 7 to sell. That's not the market maker. The 7 contracts is a retail order. That means you're buying from somebody like an Omid or Kevin or whoever. You're buying it from somewhere else. Now, if you put in an order by 50, you won't buy 50 because he's only got 7 available. He's only got 7 available, okay? That's why Sam has the bid size and the ask size on the screen. That tells you how many contracts are available, okay? That's a big deal. It matters, okay? So a lot of times you get to buy it from a retail guy. So you're buying from Omid. So if Omid panics, you're buying his. You're not buying the market makers, okay? So know that. And then that's why when something, like if a CMG is trading at 10 to 12, And Omid says, I want to sell mine at 1025. So all of a sudden, the spread goes 10 to 1025. Within an instasecond, if you're watching it, you can go buy it at 1025, and then the price goes 10 to 13 right back again. Because he took out Omid's shares, options. Okay? Hope you learned something there. Okay? So looking back sports, Afram. This is easy. If it gets to 162 and closes, it's going to go. Snowman, 342, 351. OIH, 232. MicroStrategy. Bitcoin continues to go. Does Bitcoin get through 70,000? At some point, this will start going. Then we see. Right now, it's stuck. Okay? Need 772. CMG earnings coming. Now, I went to CMG last night, and the CMG I went to wasn't ridiculously crowded, but got a couple messages from people said, Sam, I went to CMG, lines are out the door. Absolutely. They're doing good. Now, I had the brisket, and I thought it was shit. So, because remember, I told you about their when they had the fajita meat too. I said that was shit too. Because why? Because it's all gristle. I mean, this brisket had fat in it. They're not trimming the fat off. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you like it or not. But they raise prices. Now, my price, I always pay the same thing. My price was up almost $1. So that means the revenue should be good. The guide should be okay. But you have to go look at the labor part of it. DPZ came out and said they can't hire enough people, so they can't get enough throughput. So the CMG having the same problem? They can't get enough people through the store? Possible. If they guide up, I can tell you this. If they guide up, it's going to go to 2,000. It will go to 2,000. If they guide flat or average, or say they can't get enough people, it's not going to get there. You decide. Amazon. 3472, 3500. Shopalicious, trying to go 1509. UPST, all about 396. 382 would be better. 396 is good. Okay? BKNG, 2551. NOW, can it get to 696 and hold? If it can test huge. Netflix will probably pop back up here. The news was good. It wasn't bad. There's just people selling it. Okay? It's okay. We don't have it, so we're okay. BTNX, watch for 281. If it gets to 281 today, they're going to take that and Moderna way higher. Because what happens if NVAX can't produce, those orders go somewhere else. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean Moderna can produce either, right? Because maybe they're already sold out too. So it doesn't necessarily, unless Moderna's partnered for those orders that are going to come in 2022, et cetera, then we see. Roku, very straightforward, 352, got to 350.60. Sam's numbers. Now, somebody said in the room, there are a lot of smart people in the room. You have to sit in there for a while and learn who they are. And here's the comment in the room. Sam says Roku's 352 hard. So when it gets near 350, why wouldn't you sell it at 6? It's hard. If it gets through, it goes to 15. But if it doesn't, it goes to 1. I'm telling you, the numbers are hard. So don't force it. Be happy. So Roku's numbers, 352, 372, unders, 331. Googleicious. Google looks okay today. Very interesting. We'll see this 2900. See if this 2872 breaks. Tesla. Tesla should have ran yesterday. It didn't. See if it runs today into the number. We'll probably sell some of these at least 880s at some point. We bought them at 4. They're 13. They're going to open at 13. If it gets to 870, they're going to be 17. If it gets to 880, they're going to be 21. The pricing is easy if you know it. Okay? That's what we know. Was the chip in this friggin' did an online order, got their doors were locked with signs at the door that we do not have your online order to get food. What? Wow. Interesting. talked about that. CMG crowded and running thin on labor. That I actually believe. What about meat costs? Actually, that's interesting too. You said the game over when they making $15,000 cars in India. Absolutely, absolutely. But here's the thing, and nobody's asked them about this, and nobody said anything about the chassis. I understand. If you have 20 parts on a car that you have to bolt together and do it and make sure that it's smooth and everything's perfect, that's cost. You got to order all the parts, get them all aligned. They have to fit perfectly. I understand. That's very difficult. It adds $20K to a car. If you build a chassis and you print it, you just print one of it, all of it. It's one piece. One piece. That's great. I love it. I think it's great. But here's the thing. What happens when the accidents happen? How do you fix a chassis, a one-piece chassis? Explain that to me. You don't have anything else to bolt. I mean, you gotta weld on all the pieces. You gotta cut out a piece of it that got hit and weld it on. I don't know. And nobody knows. And that's what we know, and that's what we know. Okay, thanks everyone. See you in chat.